Stop releasing anime in bulk. That's my opinion. A fan that just wants to watch the series will say, release it in bulk, I want to see all of it. But a person that genuinely cares for the anime and the success of the anime, especially the ones that need more relevance, that need more eyes on it, you would want it to have a weekly release rather than a bulk release. Oh, Nick, what about Cyberpunk and Arcane? Bro, those are two very special situations. Alright? You cannot release something like Pluto at once. Look what the fuck happened to it. Nobody cared. Nobody fucking talked about it. They did it to JoJo too, I heard. How do you fuck up JoJo? That's so dumb. Look at One Piece. Everybody's talking about it on a weekly basis. What if they just dropped the entirety of Egghead at once? Sure, you'll have a few tweets per week, you know, maybe pop off or some shit. But overall, that shit would suck. They better not fuck up the release of any of these anime coming out on Netflix, man. Like the One Piece. I mean, that's different. The One Piece, I still believe they shouldn't drop the One Piece all at once. One Piece live action shouldn't even be all at once. Give something people could look forward to weekly. Like Game of Thrones. We looked forward every Sunday to sit down, watch it, get our dinner, and enjoy it. You can't do that when it comes out at once. It's not special anymore because people go to the last episode, clip out the most important moment, and now it's all over Twitter. I hate it. I hate that a bulk modern day bullshit, man. I hate that shit.
Oh my god.
So fuck Netflix, especially with the recent leak. Fuck them.
This is so sick.
I don't care about the two lightning in a bottles, Arcane Cyberpunk. I don't care about that shit.
Dude, this is so cool. Oh my god, no way. Wait, huh? Netflix has been heavily invested into the growth of its anime catalog. Cyberpunk Edge Runners just won Anime of the Year, and The Way of the House Husband animated a series many thought was impossible to do. Netflix clearly sees an opportunity in the anime genre. They have been steadily increasing their library.
You act like they did it on purpose? They did! Netflix did. I guarantee you, bro, there's an employee in Netflix head said, you know what, I'm gonna leak this because we don't give a fuck about anime.
Titles over the past decade with no signs of stopping. In fact,
is the volume low or loud? Volume? Is it low? Is it good?
They're doubling down on their investments into the genre, but there's
it's low.
One thing standing in their way. When it comes to anime, Crunchyroll is by far the go-to streaming service with the largest library and simulcast for a majority, if not all,
nah, bro, Anywave is the place to go.
Seasonal releases. The platform dominates the space without question. Crunchyroll, by all means, has a monopoly on the anime industry. Every new series calls Crunchyroll its home, and with over 5...
And that sucks to me. Honestly, because Crunchyroll is fucking awful too, man. Crunchyroll's no saint.
5 million paid subscribers, the streaming giant is almost untouchable. However, everything isn't smooth sailing for the platform, and if anything, Crunchyroll is entering 2024 with everything to lose. Crunchyroll has been dealing with controversy after controversy, and for years now has seen...
Dude, the thing with subtitles with Crunchyroll is so fucking sad and annoying to me.
A steady decline of public approval. After a lawsuit settlement...
It gets worse and worse.
2022
and then you wonder why people pirate, why people watch it illegally. I'm sorry. When you do shit like this, when you're anti-consumer, don't be surprised when the consumers get tired of your shit. It's kind of like Nintendo. Nintendo refuses to re-release some of their classics. So some people decide to pirate that shit because it's impossible to play those classics, because they make it so impossible for people to obtain those classics, to get it. So what do people do? They illegally download those fucking games, or they create them themselves.
Regarding the alleged sale of user data, alongside making anti-consumer decisions at almost every
exactly,
turn.
So fuck
Crunchyroll is seemingly taking advantage of their position in the industry at the detriment of the anime community as a whole. The biggest issue with Crunchyroll...
Yeah, I endorse emulators, for sure.
Is that they are well aware that they own a monopoly. They can be as greedy and anti-consumer as they want, because at the end of the day, what are you gonna do about it? Obviously, the answer is to just pirate, which, let's be honest, who does it nowadays? But that's when Crunchyroll shamelessly pulls the, come on guys, support the studios and...
Nah, Don't give me that bullshit. You're not gonna make me feel bad. Some of you guys do the same shit. But guess what? This is where I get you. I pay Crunchyroll, but I don't use it. I do that purposely.
The artist card. In theory, subscribing to Crunchyroll and watching the shows legally does support.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let people tell me that. So I'll give them my $5, $10 a month, whatever. But I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna pirate. I'm gonna watch it on Anywave.
The studios, but there are no statistics on where
they'll get my money, but they ain't getting my attention.
Revenue actually goes, and realistically, it's probably going to the big studios, with most likely very little, if any, being kicked back to the animators actually creating the series we enjoy. Crunchyroll is also notoriously hostile to voice actors and does everything in their power.
Western voice actors accuse Crunchyroll of bigotry for casting white actress as Soletta in English dub. I hate titles like this.
Or to undercut and underpay the artists that work on these shows. However, the most blatant middle finger to the anime community happened just recently. On February 8th, 2024, Funimation formally announced the end of their service. With its final day in operation in early...
I never used Funimation, I think.
April of 2024, the service will fully merge with Crunchyroll, giving the platform total control. The nail in the coffin, however, was a complete removal of the Funimation digital library. Picture this: you go to the store and you see your favorite anime series on the shelf. Inside the box is a digital code, which you paid extra for.
Can't use that shit anymore. It's like Xbox Live Microsoft points. I still have one of them.
By the way, you would
from like the 2000s.
That digital code on Funimation, which allowed you to download and watch the series.
That's crazy, man.
Now keep in mind, you paid for this digital copy. It wasn't thrown in out of the goodness of their heart or some special bonus. However, on April 2nd of 2024, every purchase you made will vanish into thin air. Now,
yo, oh my God, this is what I mean by anti-consumer practices, and this is why people do illegal shit. This is why. You cannot blame the consumers when they're doing shit like this. They're stealing from you. Imagine buying. You're buying the fucking DVD, and then they spit in your face like that.
Now, the legality of this is dependent on user agreements in terms of service.
This is why physical copies are better. They can't take it away from you. I mean, I agree, but now you have some games that it's a physical copy, but you still gotta fucking download it. Or some games you can only play online, and then they take the online services off the game.
That nobody reads anyway. But the morality of this is beyond
horrendous.
Shit. The discussion of digital ownership has been a hotbed topic for the past couple of years.
That's why physical media is like burning out. Physical media will not be here in 10 years. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be something like vinyl or cassettes. Like, it's going to be a thing of the past. I'm a part of that. I don't buy physical media anymore. I don't buy old games. I don't buy anime. Like, you know, I'm not buying anime DVDs. I'm not buying physical copies of Switch games or anything. I'm buying everything. I'm downloading everything.
And now Crunchyroll has added more fuel to the fire with their utter disregard for the consumer. Obviously,
Crunchyroll is the Hollywood of anime.
Crunchyroll is in the wrong, but there's a reason why they're making the choices they are. Money. Sony
Crunchyroll's the America of anime.
Purchased Crunchyroll from AT&T in August of 2021. At the time, Sony was already the owner of Funimation, one of the only true competitors in the space. However, even at the time, Crunchyroll was the go-to place to stream anime, and everything else was always seen as secondary to its reign. Sony's solution? Just buy it. Why even bother to compete when you could just purchase the competition and create the monopoly we see today? Anime is a booming industry. Over the
exhilarating.
The past 20 years, it has become one of the largest industries in the world. However, the genre...
Anime is going to get more mainstream as the years go on. You don't understand. Especially America noticing this shit, man. Finally taking notice of anime's impact on culture. I can't even imagine where anime is going to be 5 years from now. All the live actions you're going to have. We're going to be so fucking pissed, bro. Anime content is going to become negative content. I'm calling it.
Has seen a majority of its worldwide growth over the past 5 years.
They're going to Star Wars it.
alone. The anime industry as a whole reached $22.5 billion in 2020, and by 2032, the global anime market may be worth around $53 billion, which is more than companies like Ford, Spotify, and DoorDash. With an industry on track to more than double, we're gonna start to see more and more companies try to get their piece of this delicious animated pie.
Yep.
Enter Netflix, the streaming giant.
That's why Japan needs to keep anime in a fucking chokehold. Gatekeep that shit.
Who held the crown for 20 plus years, is doing everything they can to make their mark. Knights of Sidonia was the platform's first entry to its original catalog. Released in 2014, the series was released to mixed reception. The series was succeeded by a variety of
A lot of these anime that's on Netflix look beautiful.
releases, some good and some not so good. Netflix had their first major hit with the release of Seven Deadly Sins, which
Yeah, our favorite anime.
gave Netflix all the proof that they needed that anime was not something to ignore. Series like Violet Evergarden and Little Witch Academia were released to high praises, yet nothing really stuck until Netflix truly hit their stride with Devilman Crybaby and Agretsuko.
Like you can't lie, bro. All of these anime they just showed look absolutely amazing.
These two shows truly solidified
Knights of Sidonia, that looked great. Devil Man Baby, whatever it's called, Devil May Cry, that looks crazy.
Netflix as a serious
And
contender
you have something for the little babies on the right.
in the anime space. But Netflix wasn't satisfied. They wanted more. Baki, Beastars, Great Pretender.
Yeah, then they get greedy. It starts out like that. It starts out as, look at all of this original content. Look at all of this original content that we put so much heart and passion into that we don't know how it's going to end up being received from the public. Look at this. And then it gets popular, and now we're about to see what happens.
Doro Hedoro, Netflix could not be stopped. These shows
They get
didn't
greedy.
cut any corners when it came to production value.
Beastars live action gonna be so fire. Yeah, the whole cast is just gonna be pedophile after pedophile.
As Netflix is known for their deep pockets when it comes to their first party
It's gonna break a
product.
record for the most pedos on a cast.
The movies made by Netflix were finally paying off, and in 2020 they revealed that their anime audience had more than doubled. And over the past 3 years, Netflix realized that like their other content, the true key was in diversification. Their original productions had seen success, but for Netflix to break major ground, they would need the best of the best. Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Naruto.
Do y'all watch any of this on Netflix? Like, I'm not gonna lie. What do we watch Haikyuu on, babe? Netflix. We're watching Haikyuu right now. We're actually watching it on Netflix. This is like the first time I've really watched an anime on Netflix. But like when I'm watching anime, I'm not using Netflix. And I'm not gonna watch fucking Hunter x Hunter or Death Note on Netflix. You know?
Death
I don't
Note,
know.
Vinland Saga were all
No
added to
way!
Netflix's arsenal. Even though these titles were not exclusive to Netflix, they were crucial to their success in the space. Over 50% of all Netflix users watched at least one anime in 2021, and with a subscriber count of 209 million at the time, that's no small number. With Netflix adding massive franchises alongside the releases of their originals.
And what I mean by that is that, like, I'm not gonna buy a Netflix subscription. Like, some of these anime aren't exclusively on Netflix, and that's the problem. That's what I mean. Like, what? No, I'm not gonna get Netflix to watch Death Note. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get Netflix for anime. I feel like that's not what I would do if I'm paying to watch anime. I'd get Crunchyroll if I'm trying to pay for anime. But then again, I don't use any of them.
Like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Komi,
Cyberpunk
and Black
was
Clover,
amazing.
Netflix is looking unstoppable. Fast forward to 2024, and they're kicking off the year with one of the most well-received seasonal anime.
Even Black Clover movie looks sick. A movie? That's fine. A movie released on Netflix. It's when they release animes in bulk that I have a problem with.
Delicious and Dungeon. If it's any tell of how things will continue, then Netflix is in for an amazing year. In 2023, Netflix's biggest success by a landslide was the One Piece live action series. And this isn't their first attempt at live action. In fact, their track record was pretty hit or miss. The One Piece adaptation, however, was their golden ticket. The live action series garnered
They're gonna live action everything now. Everything. As long as it's not like Death Note.
19 million views with over 145 million hours of watch time.
I don't know. I still don't know how Death Note was approved. I don't. I really don't.
The show was
I
ranked
don't know how they could allow that to happen.
top 10 in 93 countries and number 1 in 73 of those. And the show was an instant hit and surpassed series like Wednesday and Stranger Things.
Good.
This is where Netflix makes their biggest move yet. The One Piece anime is notorious for its lack.
It's because the creator was involved. It's as simple as that. And that should be a necessity. That should be a must when it comes to anime. You cannot adapt something without the approval and oversight of the creator. Unless the creator's okay with just giving it away. That's a different story. But then don't get mad when it gets shit on.
Lack of a better word.
Like Death Note, I don't get it. I don't understand what happened with that. There's probably a whole story behind it that I'm not aware of, but I don't know how that happened. You know? Like Light Turner. I don't know how the fuck that was approved. I don't. Just wait for the day Attack on Titan is given like a big budget Hollywood film. Just wait. Just fucking wait, man. It's bound to happen. Naruto. When the Naruto live action comes out, oh my god. Do we think it's gonna go? I think if they could do a One Piece live action, they could do anything. They could do Naruto. Alright? They could easily do Naruto. Kishimoto's oversight. Oshi no Ko, that's easy. There's nothing supernatural about that, unless you talk about the incest. I get that's a little supernatural. There's already AOT live action. I'm not talking about like the live actions that come out in Japan. I'm talking about like the first Hollywood presented film or TV show. Kind of like One Piece live action.
Horrible pacing. Everybody knows.
But One Piece also benefits from its diversity, like across the nations and shit. You know what I mean? Like, look at this picture. Look at White Sop.
Knows it, and it's no surprise. But it's not like you can remake a series that's still airing, right? Well, Netflix thinks differently. After the massive success of the live-action adaptation, Netflix decided that their next big first-party release was going to be The One Piece, a seasonally released adaptation that by all means has the ability to be the definitive method to watch the series, and of course, exclusively on Netflix. The show is already in production, and with Wit Studios behind the animation alongside Netflix's almost...
I mean, the benefit of Netflix is that it puts these stories on a grander stage at the same time, right? It's like a double-edged sword, kind of. It's like the fact that it's on One Piece puts it more in that spotlight for people to see it. Just normies at home that don't even pay attention to anime might see it and be like, oh, this looks interesting, let me click on it. These normies, these average everyday human beings aren't on Crunchyroll browsing through the fucking library, you know what I mean? But with that comes Netflix's bullshit.
Almost limitless budget, the show has the opportunity to completely change.
Like, I'm not a total hater of Netflix. I swear I'm not.
One of the biggest franchises on earth.
They could
Netflix
do better.
Is already the second largest platform for anime in the world. Depending on the success of the remake, we might see Netflix tackle other series like...
They can't fuck this up. Naruto is bigger than... It's almost on the level of Dragon Ball, I believe, right? If the Naruto live action comes out and it's good, I'm sorry. That's gonna be huge, all right? I'm sorry. But like growing up as a kid, Naruto was everywhere. Everybody knew fucking Naruto. I didn't even know how to pronounce Naruto. I used to call it Naruto. That's what I used to say. Everybody had the fucking headbands. Everybody was doing the fucking running. Nobody was saying Gamu, Gamu. No one was doing that. And that's not a fucking punch in the throat of One Piece. We fucking love One Piece. It's my favorite. But I'm saying Naruto is a big deal. It's a big deal. Big deal. And they can't fuck it up. This isn't some random fucking live action that they could fuck up and just go under the radar with. This is Naruto.
Naruto or Bleach, just to...
One Piece is the biggest worldwide right now. I know, but like, if Naruto released a live action, I think it would be bigger than the One Piece live action. It has the I don't know actually. I don't know. One Piece has the advantage that it's still ongoing. It's still in people's conversations weekly. So I don't know anymore, actually. I changed my mind on that. I think I'm wrong about that. Because maybe in the past, maybe like in the 2000s, Naruto definitely fucking be bigger. Definitely, 100%. But now, I don't know. People aren't talking about it like that, like they used to. You know what I mean? Unless they plan to revamp Naruto. You have Boruto, you have the live action, you have the Naruto remake being done. Then I'll eat my words.
To name a few, but all of their moves indicate their desire to come for the throne, but we all know who wears the crown. So now we look at the bigger picture, and as it stands right now, Netflix can't compete one-to-one with Crunchyroll. However, based on how things have unfolded over the past couple of years, we could potentially see something flip. The fact of the matter is that Crunchyroll is on the decline.
What do y'all prefer? Crunchyroll or Netflix? I'm not gonna lie, I think Netflix has way more to offer than Crunchyroll. I just wish Netflix would improve and release anime weekly rather than in bulk. Fix that one problem and you got me. And stop with the fucking price hikes. I'm watching maybe 3 shows at most on Netflix per year. I don't need a price hike to watch your shit catalog of shows. Alright?
In terms of public opinion and
fix the subtitles, the interface of anime, like make it so you could skip things and maybe like skip to the start of the episode. Like put more into it, you know what I mean? Hire people that care about anime. That's it. They could fix these things. They fixed that, you got me.
favorability at the same time.
They didn't do Dungeon Meshi in bulk. I'm talking about like every anime, right? Like I don't remember, did Cyberpunk release in bulk? And Arcane, did they release in bulk when they first came out? You can skip intro on Netflix? Oh yeah, you're right. I meant like maybe like One Piece, you could skip to the title, you know what I mean? Skip the recap and everything. Didn't Netflix do Pluto? Yeah, they fucked up Pluto. That's what I mean, man. Pluto looked amazing. I remember watching the trailer and I thought it was going to be like the next big thing. Next Cyberpunk or some shit. No one gave a fuck. Nobody cared. I'm sorry. Oh, Nick, 1,000 people. Nobody cared. Arcane 3 episodes every week. I think that's a good rollout. That's a good rollout. If you had 20 plus episodes.
Some can argue that within the...
But what is it, like 4 episodes of Arcane Season 2? My bad. I think there's like 9. So that's 3 weeks. 9 episodes is 3 weeks. Why not just release 1 episode a week? Instead of people talking about it for less than a month, people will be talking about it for 2+ months. Release 9 episodes weekly. I don't get that. Especially when it's 9 episodes. Give it the Game of Thrones rollout. Everyone was talking about Game of Thrones weekly for months.
Anime community, Netflix is on the rise. Obviously,
then they wonder why it gets fucking leaked.
Won't be any major changes overnight, but if things continue to trend the way that they have been, it's impossible to rule out
Netflix is gonna milk One Piece. I hope they do, bro. Milk that fucking udder.
a potential meeting between the two trajectories.
I like the 3 episodes that launched and go to weekly method. Depends. It depends. Then you have Suicide Squad, which I'm sorry is fucking awful. It's trash. I continued it for a bit. It's bad. I can't believe I started it. They started with 3 episodes, and then it went weekly, I think. I think animes that don't believe in themselves are fine being released in bulk. You know? That's what I've come to notice.
Meaning that by some unforeseen...
Not all of them. But a lot of them.
...series of events, Netflix might overtake Crunchyroll.
Like, I don't like what Cobra Kai is doing. I think what Cobra Kai is doing was a stupid idea.
In terms of public opinion and
Suicide Squad sucked, yeah.
Netflix also has 20 years of experience in the streaming space, so their ability to manage and upkeep such a large library of titles would be nothing for them. Netflix also boasts an almost flawless user experience, as well as being accessible on pretty much every platform you can think of. All of their pieces are put in place, and they're moving ever so steadily towards checkmate.
Man, I believe in them. I believe in Netflix. I believe in them. I think they're gonna learn. I have faith. My opinion has changed throughout the video, right? Like I'm understanding your side, Chad's side, and then I'm understanding this guy. Like Netflix is here to stay. They're not going away. Crunchyroll could potentially go away one day. Netflix will never fucking go away. Imagine JJK in bulk. That's what I mean. Imagine that was released in bulk. Even if it was created already, it wasn't being worked on weekly, right? The season was done. Would you want JJK Shibuya arc in bulk? That's not fun. To me, that's not fun.
Netflix also recently added the addition of simulcast for the Egghead arc of One Piece.
That's great. That is great. That was a great decision.
It wouldn't be crazy to assume that Netflix is perfecting their service to launch the addition of more seasonal releases. Netflix famously unveils entire new series.
Here we go. Netflix is trying no binge release schedules for shows. It's about time. Fuck yeah! Why does Netflix release all episodes of a season at once while most other streaming providers release episodes on a weekly basis? The binge model does not work on anime, I'm sorry. The binge release model, it doesn't. Stop doing it. Stop doing it entirely. Don't do that for any anime. Stop it. Just stop it entirely.
Episodes all at once, which has been a major detriment to some previous titles in the
I stand by that 101%.
past. If Netflix is able to facilitate...
You think if the One Piece remake was released in bulk, it would matter? That's completely different, I think. But I still believe it should not be released in bulk. Because I think it would be exciting to see every week how an episode was redone, rather than all at once, you know?
a more
Like, even the live action, when the live action came out, didn't the live action come out all at once? I saw moments from the live action tweeted about from the 9th episode within like an hour of release. I'm like, why did they do that? It would have been awesome to watch this shit weekly, to see how it was adapted, you know? I don't know. I feel like it lost its hype and momentum just being thrown at your face at once.
standard
Like 9 hours at once.
weekly release schedule through not only their service but simulcast as well. It's only a matter of time before more studios look at Netflix as a worthy platform to host their new releases.
Yeah. Oh, they are. Just look at the anime rollout this year. Look what's coming out in October. What's coming out in October on Netflix? Dan to Dan, which is probably going to be on, like, anime, one of the animes of the year, one of the most popular animes of the year. It's already shaping up and looking like that. Blue Lock's on Netflix. ReZero, Bleach. I don't know, is Bleach and Blue Lock on Netflix? Sakamoto Days is coming out in January. That's big. That's fucking huge.